Hello and welcome to Learning Excel 2013. My name is Mike Henry and this is the fifth video from Tutorial 8. And in this video we're going to learn about our nested if statement. We're going to be taking more than one if statement and combining them, kind of like the old Russian dolls. You'll have one if statement totally embedded inside of another one. It could work all by itself, but it works better when you use them together. In this case we're going to have two logical tests, two trues and two falses. Okay, so our next column we need to do is we need to figure out bonus amounts. So let's listen to what we're going to do with these bonus amounts first. Now, performance rating is how we're going to determine bonus. So if you are a performance rating 1, we have a chart showing what you're going to get. If you're a performance rating 2 or 3, so let's look at the chart over here. If you're a performance rating 1, you are getting 0, or you're getting whatever is in this cell right here, X2. If you're a performance rating 2, you get whatever is here in X3, and if you're a performance rating 3, you get this amount here in X4. So here's the deal. You can see that we have three different possibilities here. We know that an if statement can only give you 2, so in this case we're looking at what we call a nested if statement. A nested if statement. And what we're trying to do is eliminate one of these categories first. We don't care which category we eliminate, but we need to eliminate one of them. So I'm going to follow on this one the book, but we could again eliminate any one that we want. And what we're doing here is we're going to eliminate the people who are in this category right here. We're going to eliminate the people in the bonus 1 category. So how we eliminate them is we just check and we say, and I'm going to abbreviate here, performance rating. If the performance rating equals 1. So if their performance rating, that column over there, if that's performance rating is equal to 1, then what they are going to get, is X, this cell right here, X2, and because this cell appears one place and one place only, we're going to absolute it. So they're going to get X2. Now if they're not a performance 1, they're going to fail and go into the false category. And when we get to the false category, we still have two possible things here that we can give them. And that's where we need to ask another question. This question comes in the form of an if statement. You'll notice that I've got my if, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, and all the parts, my commas separating the three arguments. Now with this one though, what we need to do is eliminate one of these two. So I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go performance rating, and again I'm abbreviating, and that was of the dyslexic way. That should actually be PR. So my performance rating, fix that real quick for you guys. My performance rating, if that equals 2, that means they get this cell right here. That's a $X $3. But if they're not a performance rating 2, they're going to fail into the last category here, which is going to be my $X $4, giving them the $7,500 bonus. Now you'll notice we've got these two if statements here. This particular if statement right here, everything, the whole thing, including this ending parenthesis, must fit right into here. Okay, whoops, my first line just disappeared there. So everything in here must fit into there. This if statement is nested inside of the comma and the parenthesis. So this if statement could work all by itself, but when you put it inside of this one, it now works to eliminate all three categories here. So this is what we call a nested if statement. Now let's take a look at what that's going to look like when we type this in. So we're going to come right here. For our bonus amount, I put in here equal. I put in my if and I go ahead and open that up. Now my first logical test is going to be performance rating. So I can come right down here to performance rating. And then I'm going to say if that is equal to a 1, if it's equal to a 1, I'm immediately going to give you the x2. Now this is where I put my comma in and move to the false. My comma is in place, I haven't put my ending parenthesis, and this is where I start my new if statement. And in here I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to do my performance rating, and my performance rating in this case is going to equal a 2. Now again, it could be any number. I could have done the 3 as long as I eliminate one or the other. This is going to be the x3 here, and then my false for this will be the x4 because this one has been eliminated from every other way. And then I put a closing parenthesis. Now notice that my closing parenthesis here and open parenthesis here is red, where this one is still black. So as soon as I put my next closing parenthesis, I have two closing parentheses, one for the black, one for the red. All the opening parentheses and closing parentheses meet. I have two commas here for this if statement. I have two commas here for this if statement. All if statements have a true or false, and I hit enter, and you can see that this fills in for us. And then of course we always go back and check our work. So this person is a performance 3, they get 7,500. The 2, they get 2,700. This is a 1, they get nothing. So you can see we're using a nested if statement here. So in this video we built the nested if statement. One of the first things that we saw is you take the number of options that could go into that particular cell, and you take those number of options and subtract 1, and that will give you how many if statements are required to complete the formula that you're looking at. In our case we had 3 options, we subtracted 1, we ended up with 2 if statements. We can go out to 64 if statements. That's a very involved set of logic that you're going to have to go through, and if you ever write one, please send it to me because I'd really like to see it. But in this case we just did a nested if statement, one inside of the other, and that gave us the 3 possibilities we were looking for.